Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Abyss League as a Hardcore Inquisitor, and we use a Volatile Dead to kill things. And today, we're gonna run the Flooded Mines map. It is tier 2, 28% more monster life, and they gain a frenzy charge on the hit. Flooded Mines sounds like a new map. So let's see what the boss is. I suspect in Flooded Mines it does remind me of Act 6, where Merville's caves are also partially flooded. And I think it might be something like that combined with the Act 4 mines. So let's step in and see if any of that is even remotely true or accurate. Okay, these seem familiar from the desert. So enemies are a little sturdier, and well, they have the potential to become more dangerous if I let them hit me, or if I let them hit my golem or my decoy totem for that matter. Thing is, I'm doing a lot of damage, so I suspect that ought to be right. So far this is very reminiscent of the caverns. Nothing really flooded yet. Also a bunch of angry bulls. Okay, I'm curious where the flooded bit is gonna come in. Ooh, excavation. I like it. Though I don't think I had a drop sound set for maps. Ah, interesting. It sounds like a different sound. Speaking of sounds, I gained a level, so let's spend some points there. Well, one whole point that is. Just slowly advancing myself. I'm level 74 now, recording this one hot off the heels after the previous episode. Let's see, we summon skeletons, rare mobs, and it explodes, so let's just get away from the exploding box of doom.
Of alchemy.
And then rake in the rewards. Right, we have a dead end over here. So it's probably the bottom side of the map, started on the right side. Oh, if this is like the caverns, then I probably won't have a chance to return here. So let's fill in the intermediary bit. This is likely to end in a dead end. Okay, so now currently wondering if the Flooded Mines is nothing but a renamed caverns, which would mean we get a golem boss here. Could be, of course, that halfway through the area we're gonna get something completely different and it's gonna be water and stuff. Because there's a couple of maps that do pull trick like that, that have very different layouts along the way. There's the keep wanting to call it fire and ice, but it's the estuary. It's like a molten river, I think, with fire on one end, or yeah, like water on one end, lava on the other end, and like a path in between. Hunt down the infected beasties, and of course I didn't pay attention to the direction, but neither was she. So we'll run into it or not. In a map like this, Tower missions are a little annoying because the backtracking is just tedious. Okay, have to keep in mind, if this is like the cavern, then it's more or less across the entrance On the other side of the map is where the boss is gonna be, more or less out in the world without really a warning. So I'll have to keep my eyes open there. So far though, I don't really have to worry too much about the frenzy charges if they can't hit me. Ooh, Rise of the Phoenix. It's one of those shields that is pretty instrumental in Righteous Fire builds, or it used to be. I think since the Mind over Matter also changed that it also affects degen, you suddenly needed a whole lot less, and as a result Rise of the Phoenix has actually been nerfed, I think, in this patch. Less resists and things like that. Hey, hello there, infected beasties. Let's just throw a decoy in the middle of there and then continue murdering. 18 out of 32. Okay. No clue where to go? Of course not. Why would I get a clue? Haha, the eroding one. So, seriously, they just renamed Cavern to the Flooded Mine. So much potential, so many opportunities. Such a waste. Such a waste. I mean, if you flood it, right? You got insane looking water tech now. Use it. Okay. Follow the crack in the floor. Or do I need to actually spawn an abyss to get the water to pour out or something? Could be a little obscure. Would be awesome though, but obscure nonetheless. Oh, and it didn't quite close yet. Hello there, flying fishies. Here, flying fishy. And there is our treasure box with an abyssal trove. So, decent amount of scrolls to identify all the jewels that fall out of it. It's a nice touch. And then let's see, is there anything I missed in all of the busyness here? And it looks like it was only the armor scrap. Okay, well, looking for the flooded part still. Nice. I'm getting a suspicious feeling that there's not going to be all that much flooding here. Would love to be proven wrong. Well, it's quite a bit too many bulls. Let's not stand in the middle there, so they don't have the opportunity to charge me. Because this is, it seems like the cavern is just completely unchanged. No, same boss, same level layout. Oh, I wonder if there's a new cavern then that is more appropriate in some way then. Because there's not even water on the bottom here, it's just smoke. Maybe I'm getting a little too hung up on the naming of this, but I figured if you rename a level, do it for a good reason. Not just to confuse the players.
chaos all.
Ooh. That's always nice. I think on average most maps do tend to drop one Chaos Orb. Okay, let's just go to the edges again. It is still a stacked deck. I think a stacked deck is something that you can just right click to get a divination card out of it. But a random one. I got a Florist Gift. So, stacked deck farming, you can do it here. Apparently. Now, in terms of power level, I think we're more than capable of dealing with this. The boss didn't really resist all that much either. And I'm level 74 now, it's a 69 area, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy. Slightly overleveled, but not by too much, not yet. Though at this rate, if I gain 1 level per map, or 2 maps even, there's just enough maps each tier that I will outlevel the content simply by virtue of wanting to clear everything. Oh yeah, reminds me, still have some corrupted beasties to murder for Tora. Yes, just hexproof makes it difficult to curse them. Ley lines, hey, that's tier 3. So 14 monsters remain, that is exactly the mobs still needed for the Tora mission. So let's hunt them down. Now there's not a lot of places where they can be, it's basically somewhere in the beginning. Also, I've got few enough items to drop that my inventory is barely full. Really, it's this bit? Has to be, right? Yep. You and you have friends there, yes. See? You betrayed your friends, I knew it. And that's it. And she is now level 4. Nice. And a good place to leave the place. And with that, once again, we have completed a map. Flooded Mines is in the top. There's another splotch of Shaper stuff. It's not touching any of the maps I've got. I need to connect from alleyways to whatever tier 3 is over here. So I'm just gonna continue my strategy of doing the tier 1s, which I did, though then the tier 2s are next, and then the tier 3s, and just slowly working my way in. Eventually, hopefully, I'll get more and more of the Shaper corruption, so I can start farming for some stuff, but for now, that's it. So I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.